Yes, you guys, welcome back. I'm Nini FC, this is Blue Lions TV, and today we have some more news to discuss that came out today. I'm going to focus on 3 reports, and those reports will include the latest developments surrounding Erling Holland. To continue on, we'll be discussing Antoine Griezmann links, and of course you guys, the pre-season basically back now, with players returning to Cobham at this point in time. Of course, we have to discuss what to expect as well, so I hope you guys do enjoy, smash that like button, show your love and support as you guys constantly do all the time. But before I get into anything, I need to get one quick plug out of the way first. Today's video is brought to you by OneFootball. Now, with the Euros ending last night, with football not coming home but instead going to Rome, it now means that we can focus solely on transfer activity. Because this window, you guys, we have to do some big deals, and this is where the OneFootball app becomes very convenient and very useful to have, because you're instantly getting the latest reports from across Europe straight to your phone. To make things even better, if you want to specify news reports on an individual player or target, you can do that. You can follow them and then you can get all the latest news. You can do that for clubs, you can do that for multiple clubs on top of that as well, you guys. And with how European news is, especially in the transfer window, for me it's like one of the best features to have. Plus, there is a ton more, so I hope you guys, of course, show some support. Get it in the description below. You'll find a link below in the description. And without wasting any more time, I think we have to start things off by discussing briefly pre-season. Now, of course, on Chelsea's Twitter page, they're really starting to get me a bit gassed and excited. Just the amount of football we have coming left, right, and centre is crazy. The season ended, and then we have the Euros, and now pre-season's basically going to start, and then the Premier League season comes back next month, and then we do it all over again until the World Cup comes. And you guys know where I'm going with this, but of course, you guys, I saw some interesting faces in some of these comments released by the club, and in particular, I'm seeing guys like Charlie Masunda, I'm seeing guys like Loftus-Cheek, and boy, do these guys look good in our new training gear. And in particular with Charlie Masunda, a player that has suffered a lot, many things working against him, but it feels like he has like an unbreakable mentality and dedication to becoming a football player, because some of the hardships he has to constantly keep working at his craft, working on his fitness and not giving up. That's a very easy thing to do. And it's one thing that he deserves a ton of respect for. And, of course, as football man, I love those like fairy tale stories. It would be great if Masunda from next season can get back to good fitness and really kickstart his very exciting and promising career again. On top of this, you guys, let's discuss Loftus-Cheek. And my guys is owning the black and yellow kit right there. You know what I mean? Of course, there's some doubts against him. People think that his loan spell at Fulham was quite bad, and it wasn't amazing. Of course, we can all admit that. But as I keep saying, you guys, I really don't give 2 rat's asses. I just don't care. For me, the biggest win was just staying injury-free. Now that Thomas Tuchel has a player that he's known about for a while, who he likened to Michael Ballack. For me, he's one of those guys to pay great attention to during pre-season, and it's just very exciting to see. We've seen Tammy Abraham coming back. Players like Hudson-Odoi, they're looking stronger, they look in better shape. And of course, with them being back early, they have more time to impress Thomas Tuchel and to make an impression too. So I'm feeling optimistic. I have to. It's in my nature. I can't really help it, to be honest. But, we have some incredible talent here already. We don't necessarily have to buy a whole new squad every single window. I think we have great players here that with a bit more TLC, we could be saving ourselves millions and millions, you guys. But anyway, that's some of my brief thoughts behind pre-season, you guys. We now move on to the second massive story today, and that's the latest developments surrounding Erling Haaland. Now, we got some very interesting reports coming out from publications such as The Athletic, The Evening Standard, from journalists like Fabrizio Romano, from Yang Ang Futoft as well. I know I'm getting that name wrong, but everyone was discussing the news today, and let's actually do that ourselves. So what we found out today is that the club, they're a bit surprised by the report suggesting that we will be bidding 150 million for Holland, because as the reports are saying, they're not feeling as confident that Dortmund would even want to sell Holland for any amount of money. I mean, I know it's a bit worrying to hear stuff like that, but let's go through the news first, you guys, before we give our thoughts and opinions behind this. But of course, that's not the best news you want to hear. There was more information to come out surrounding the story though, with Jan Agfultorf, someone who has close personal relationships with Holland and his dad as well. He came out to state that Dortmund will only sell if a big offer is made, which is something we already know. And he even quoted figures ranging up to 175 million euros, which is a shit ton of money, you guys. But if you're going for Holland, you're very much expecting that this will be a ridiculously expensive deal. Reports are suggesting that Dortmund are happy to keep Holland at any price or fee, and they're happy to sell him for, less than half the money they'd get compared to selling him right now. They've been there, they've done that. We know that with Jadon Sancho, in fact, that United have signed him for less money compared to what they could have done last season. So, Dortmund aren't necessarily slaves to money. They have their own personal footballing ambitions that they need to achieve themselves. So for me, I completely understand this. So I guess the main takeaways from the latest updates today suggest that, okay, if Dortmund are gonna sell Holland, as we already know, it's gonna be for impossibly large amounts of money. That's the only way to possibly tempt them. And it's looking like we're gonna have to be bidding you guys at least 150 million euros. Now, today we know that Holland returned back to Dortmund to start pre-season. It was quite funny today. It was a little joke between Dortmund's sporting director of football, Michael Zirk, who mentioned the fact basically that nothing has changed. They're still planning on using Holland for next season. And when questioned about his lack of fitness, he said that Holland, of course, has been in England. Now, a little dark piece of humor. Personally, that's my type of humor, you know what I mean? But, and I guess it's acknowledging the fact that, of course, the links with us for Holland, it's not fake, it is real. But, to end this, you guys, it really is going to take us having to spend the money. And I think that's one thing we just haven't got those concrete final answers to at this point in time. We'll find out over time though. Let's see what happens, you guys. And now we end things with the final story today, and we turn our attentions to Barcelona's Antoine Griezmann. Now, Barcelona have been doing some interesting business this window. They've signed many players as free agents. They've signed Depay, Eric Garcia, so many players on frees, and it does seem like due to this, they are going to have to sell players they already have on their books. Now, one of the biggest issues currently affecting both Madrid and Barcelona is that their wage pool is ridiculously big. So for me, it makes a ton of sense why they're going for free agent players and why players such as Antoine Griezmann could be made available to leave. Now, the latest reports are saying that Barcelona are more than happy to loan Griezmann this summer, but would also accept bids for the player as well. Now, Griezmann has been linked continuously to Premier League clubs throughout the seasons. We all know this, and of course, naturally, we have been linked with him today, with reports saying that our contacts and efforts have been a recent thing, which is something I'm going to touch on just a little bit soon, you guys. But with Antoine Griezmann, it does seem though that he is preferring a return back to Atletico Madrid compared to a move to London. I mean, this makes a lot of sense. Griezmann's style of football complements Atletico's way of playing. I was quite surprised that he signed for Barca in the first place. Some of the business they did in signing your Coutinhos and the Griezmanns, it didn't make too much sense in my opinion. But anyway, let me give my thoughts and opinions, and let's discuss the fact that even though we know the club want to sign Holland as their number one, if he doesn't come this window, we still need to sign someone up front. Hence the continued interest in Lukaku. That won't be going anywhere. And of course, these new reports surrounding Antoine Griezmann, because if you felt confident that you could secure the signing of Holland for next season, something like Griezmann becomes a very interesting possibility to consider in the market right now. Because with Griezmann, I definitely think that he would complement Tuchel's style of play easily. I mean, number one, he leads the line very well. He's very adept at playing off of players. That's how you actually get him to his best. And with how we use our back three system, with the two cams of the striker in front as well, those conditions are there for Griezmann to be able to perform to his very best and, maybe play a better way of football than a lot of the off-the-ball work rate and running that he has to show at Atletico Madrid. I do think that if he was to potentially sign for us, he would be a great signing, to be honest, a great short-term signing. I mean, I'm just seeing it from a business point of view. The fact that we won't be paying all of his wages, the fact that we're essentially having a world-class player for a season here as well too. You know, he can play out wide, he can play centrally, he can play up front in the suit, he can play by himself, you know, who has, you know, incredible movement off the ball too. I think that on paper, this would be very interesting if we know that Holland won't be coming this summer. However, this Holland story won't be ending anytime soon just like that. With Holland, I feel like we can do it. It comes down to the money. Dortmund are challenging us and any other team that wants to sign him. Give us the money we want, make it impossible money, and he is your player. I just think that if we compete against other clubs in the following windows, because in football anything can happen. Anything can happen. We could potentially pay the price. When momentum is now on our side, we should take full advantage of that. And as I say all the time, imagine if, ideally last season, we waited to sign Kai Havertz for this window instead of last window, there would be no Champions League. I'm adding that trophy to ourselves, and then we're not being linked with your Hollands and your top signings. So, you know, it is important to show that agency right now to get deals like this done. But if it doesn't happen, you guys, of course, you know, we're looking to sign top players for that position. Holland maybe in the future, of course, but Lukaku, Griezmann as backups, hey, for me, that's quite interesting. And let's see what happens, because of course, you guys, this Holland story is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. So we have to give it some time. So on that note, I'm going to wrap things up. I'm going to keep things moving. Thank you for watching. I wanted to say very quickly as well, I was thinking to do a impression video on the, you know, Euro 2020 final. If that's something you guys want to see, of course, in the comments, let me know below. Just so I can gauge if you guys are interested in something like that, because, you know, I've got some thoughts and opinions behind that final. So on that note, you guys, I'm HAALAND. This is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.